Are the hero Asgardians now worth building for the next War Scourge event? Do the new streak milestones now make up for the lack of challenges for level 90? And we got a new data mine about the next update coming. We're talking about these things and all your questions from the mailbag because it is Monday, so you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Club. I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. Hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you're having a great Monday. It is mailbag time. We're gonna go into the Discord server and answer all of your questions about Marvel Strike Force or whatever else questions you want to leave. And if you want to get your question potentially featured on an upcoming episode, because we do this every Monday, make sure you remember the Discord. The link is down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back to the channel. It is Mailbag Monday. We're talking about all of your questions from the mailbag. We got a lot of good ones. But before we get into that, I want to talk about these hero Asgardians. Are they worth building now? This is from the blog post, Friday's blog post. It went live after we finished recording the video. So normally on Fridays, we react live to the blog post. Well, this was not in the initial blog post. It did get added pretty quickly after that, but by that time, we've already made our video. So, Hero Asgardians and the third horseman of war. Who is it gonna be? Leave me your guesses now in the comments, guys, before it is announced. I'm thinking it's gonna be announced sometime in the next few weeks who the next horseman is. All right, uncovering Famine's identity helps Strike decipher more of the mechanizations, or whatever that word is, of Apocalypse. The third horseman is confirmed as War. You'll be following a face. You will need the following to face the upcoming horseman threat in the Scourge event. Difficulty 5, and 10, nodes 5 and 10, just like the previous Scourges. You'll need different characters, and the one that was announced, Hero Asgardians, more details, and this is the upcoming thing here, guys. More details on the other two character traits required to take the Horsemen of War currently being deciphered. Stay tuned. Now, there's a lot of rumors out there that the next team coming is a tech team for the raids, rework of Iron Man, Hulkbuster, etc. Now, if that is the next team coming in 6.3, because they're raid team, I think they're gonna be very, very valuable in Scourge, but how valuable are your hero Asgardians? Should you start building them now? Let's go take a look at their kit and take out all the war bonuses that they have. First one we'll look at is the first one that many people already have unlocked, is Thor. All right, he attacks the primary target, 340% damage, flipping defense up. That's okay. We want to think about this a raid, a sustainability aspect, and that's a fine one. Doesn't have for a lot of control, but he is a blaster. He's the one that's there to do all the damage. Attacking the primary target, 300% damage, 20% crit, change to 3 adjacent targets. So pretty much just damage on this one, Well, yeah, he'll offer some value, especially because he has that Asgardian healing here. All right, attacking all enemies, big AoE attack. Now, this is a 6-turn cooldown, which makes you reward a little. You're not gonna have this active right away, so maybe you could use him on some of the earlier nodes, whatever, if he is viable in some of the earlier traits, you could use him on some of the earlier nodes to kind of get this set up, this ability energies, and get these cooldowns set up on his ultimate here. Applying stun to primary target, 50% chance to apply stun to all adjacent targets. That is with the T4 in there. And his passive, he's gaining more damage, and he's gaining 10% damage for each Asgardian. And a full hero Asgardian team, you're getting a lot more damage there on every single move. This is the Asgardian healing, 5% of max health on turn, plus 5% per Asgardian. You're not gonna be using wave 1 in Scourge unless that is announced that that is another trait there. When an enemy attacks Asgardian, he's gonna get some speed bar and he's gonna get charged, and on maximum charge, he does another big AoE attack and removing all ability energy from himself. So looks like a pretty good character for that, but pretty much just damage. Let's go take a look at Heimdall, the reworked Heimdall, see if he is worth building for this Scourge event. And if you already have Thor, Heimdall, Sif already built up previously, already have them at 7 stars, I think they are gonna be worth putting some investment in, or they could be like the Inhumans, where you got a couple good characters and maybe you're not gonna build that full team, but Yeah, they look okay. Nothing is really standing out to me for these characters. All right, attacking the primary target, getting assists, so damage, flipping stealth on each enemy. A big AoE attack, 4-turn cooldown. Again, in Scourge, this is going to be important. Pay attention to the cooldowns because they're not going to be in war. Clearing heal block from self and Asgardian allies with this special. Clearing 2 negative effects from self and all allies, so no real healer on this team. They do have that sustainability with that Asgardian healing that all of them have in their passive, but no real healer on the team. All right, attacking the primary target, 360% damage. Adjacent targets also getting damage. Applying heal block to primary and secondary targets. Yeah, more damage. He's getting some heal blocks removed. He's applying heal blocks, but nothing's really standing out on his kit. There's that Asgardian healing. We're not going to talk about this because that is in war. That has nothing to do with Scourge event. Heal block, he's gonna fill speed bar by 20%. More resistance against blind, Asgardian, and this is not just for war. So you're not gonna be able to blind these Asgardians when Heimdall's on the field. He's gonna gain also, the allies are getting 100% accuracy. So if you know the way that accuracy works and blinds work, what blind does is reduces the accuracy by 100. So if they're gonna be down by 100, they're gaining this 100 back. They should have their accuracy all the way back up to 100 and more resistance against blind as well. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to blind these guys when Heimdall's on the field. More focus, more crit chance. Nothing is really standing out as far as a raid team, but he is a brawler. Thor was a blaster, so those are just there for damage. Now we have our full protector here. What does she do in war? And not in war, outside of war, that she could do in Crucible. That she could do in Scourge, excuse me, my goodness, it is Monday, guys. All right, attacking the primary target for damage, gaining 2 deflects. She's gonna attack the primary target on her special for damage. She's getting countered 3 times and a taunt, so this is gonna give some survivability. With the way these Scourges are, she might die just by getting this taunt, but it is a 3-turn cooldown, so if she does survive, then you're gonna get, you could do it again, possibly in a match. The big thing here is the defense up to self and all hero Asgardian allies. That is the best skill as far as survivability so far out of all the kits. You got some damage from the other characters, but getting that defense up is going to help with the survivability. Attacking the primary target, 360% damage. Rebound chain, counterattack braces chain. Again, not too much here from these Asgardians in the game. Let's go check out the new ones right after Sif though, but she has that Asgardian healing. She's gonna gain defense up and deflect on spawn. More black chance, more block amount, more of that per Asgardian allies, and she's giving more resistance to herself and all hero Asgardian allies, so it's pretty good. I don't know if I would invest too much in any of these characters yet, at least not until we hear about who the 2nd and 3rd traits are gonna be for Pestilence, or not Pestilence, for Scourge War. All right. Mighty Thor, aka Jane Foster. How good is she? Well, she is another controller here, or she is the first controller we have on this team. Attacking the primary target, 220% damage, clearing 2 positive effects. I like this clearing of 2 positive effects. That is good. Attacking the primary target, 270% piercing. Attacking all adjacent targets, so a adjacent target attack, 220% piercing. If they have stun, they're gonna reduce the speed bar by 25%. If they don't have stun, you're gonna apply disrupted for 2 turns. So either getting a stun or getting it disrupted in the Scourge event. So hopefully she has enough resistance, or excuse me, enough focus to match all that. You're gonna have a big AoE attack, long cooldown though, so you may use this once per Scourge run. Not just on node 5, not just on node 10, but once through either or. All right, AoE attack, flipping 2 positive effects to negative effects. That is strong. That is a strong move, especially in Scourge. Applying blind to the primary target. This is a very, very strong move, though. My only hesitation with this move is a very long cooldown. And in War, that's fine. War defense, that's fine. On Scourge, where you need that sustainability, where you need these cooldowns set up properly so that you can do your moves, this one may not be super valuable. And her passive, she has that Asgardian healing, there it is down here. But kind of like Thor, when this character has 5 or more charge, you can attack the enemy with the highest damage, does not have trauma, and you're gonna lose a charge. And then, yeah, you're gonna, if Hero Asgardian, getting 1 charge. So this is the big thing. When this character or Hero Asgardian attacks, applying 1 charge to self and all chargeable allies. So the best thing here, I think, is her passive here. Whereas this is gonna be good for 1 turn. Her passive and her ultimate are the best. And in Valkyrie, now she does a lot when she dies or another one dies. Outside of war, only 50% chance to do all that stuff on her passive. We're gonna take a look at that in just a little bit. You're getting some damage here. Primary target, bonus attack if the target has death proof. So we'll see what the scourges are, what these stages are. So death proof, it may be a thing. On some of these nodes, it may not be a thing. Each attack deals more damage, applying bleed to primary targets. Transfer death proof from the primary target to the most injured ally. This is gonna be a very, very good one. And yeah, that's a strong basic. I like that basic. All right, her special. 2 counters, 2 defense up, 2 turns, and offense up for 2 turns to self and all heroes, Asgardian allies. That's a nice buff for the entire team. Primary target gets 400% damage, applying stun. If the primary target has death proof, this attack deals more damage. So that is a strong move. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turn cooldown. So not the worst, but not the best either for a Scourge team. Now, this is a very long cooldown. You could use this probably once per Scourge event because it is so long. 6 turn cooldown here. Excuse me, 7 turn cooldown. Attacking the primary target, 300% damage, applying ability block, that is good. The primary target is death proof, more damage. If this character has charged rebound chain to more enemies, damage for each chain is reduced by 20%. The target has death proof, doing more damage. So, just because of all this death proofs on a Valkyrie's kit, I'm guessing that the devs won't put a lot of death proofs on the enemies in this Scourge event. So these death proofs, all this good stuff that happens with death proof may not mean anything. And let's not talk about this war defense stuff, but this is a good one. On turn, heal self for 5% of his max health. So this is that Asgardian healing that all of them have. That is their sustainability. All right, and this is what we're talking about. When this character or Hero Asgardian ally dies, 100% in war defense, but 50% chance to perform all of these when to yourself and all the allies, clearing all negative effects, applying safeguard, applying the positive effect for 2 turns, immunity, offense up, and defense up, generate 1 ability energy, heal for this character's max health, 20% of this character's max health, plus 8% per charge on this character, lose all charge. This is a very, very strong skill. Unfortunately, it's only happening 50% of the time in the Scourge event and only when someone dies. That is the only way to get negative effects off. We got some heal block removal with Heimdall, but pretty much this is the only way to get the negative effects off. So because they don't really have a cleanse, a dedicated cleanser, they seem to lose a lot of value, and they don't have a dedicated healer as well. I know they have that passive healing, but they lose a little value, at least for me and Scourge. Let me know what you think. I think you could build some of these older characters. Obviously, the best one for Scourge is gonna be Valkyrie, and you might get some value from Mighty Thor, AKA Jane Foster. All right, that's it for the Hero Asgardians. Let's talk about these new milestones. If we go to the new milestones here, and this was active when this streak went live. We got 2 Save the Worlds. One is the old one here. This is just the normal stuff, but if you look at this, while the streak is live, you have this other thing that has some really good rewards here. We got some Armory 16 fragments. We got some silver promotion credits, so I'm glad they're introducing more of that into the economy. Some T4s, a little bit of gold, some basic T2 ISO 8 fragments, but I think the big thing here, the big winner here, is these silver promotion credits because they're so rare, and these teal fragments. So some good stuff there. Does it make up for the lack of challenges, new challenges for level 85 or 90? I don't think so, but I think this is a nice thing that hasn't really been discussed. This is good. I like this. All right, and before we go into your questions, let's talk about the latest Datamine. All right, so this is for 6.2.1, not 6.3, but it looks like they're fixing more bugs. The missing Blitz navigation bar, I have not really played too much Blitz. I haven't noticed that this was missing. Stealth visual now working for Captain America's Sam's all new costume. I did not purchase that costume, so I did not notice this bug as well. Updated appearance of the Legacy 3 arm. I'm so glad they're doing that because the appearance was so annoying to me. All right, the blocked users in the chat now shows the proper text in all languages, code improvements. So I like code improvements. Hopefully it does some good. But now it is time for your mailbag questions, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. All right. Hey, my brother, notice a party animal tag in the filters. Is that going to be for Jane Foster and Valkyrie? It is going to be for them. It is going to be for the Valkyrie event. It is a campaign event, and that is a tag you're gonna need. So it is for that, so pay attention to that. That was described in the blog post, but that's what it's gonna be needed for. If you're a longer time player, these campaign events usually are pretty easy, so I don't know if you need to worry about any of these characters. Unless you're a newer player or a mid-game player and some of these characters aren't built up, that's when you might wanna build it up to try to get for that heroic difficulty of these events. Hey, greetings from Iowa. Where can one procure a dope Will shirt like the one you had for the last Will mailbag video? That is actually on the TeePublic site. So there's a link for that down below, guys. The person that made this shirt, that designed the shirt, they get some credit. The channel gets some credit because it is in the ValleyFlyin store. So check it out. It is the TeePublic. It's a merch site. So some of the greatest merch. All right, hey Valley dude. My question is T4s. What do you recommend for Darkhold and Dark Hunters? All right, so let's go take a look at my roster. Let's go back in the game. I'll show you what I have, and I have a lot of them. We'll kind of whittle this down in case you don't have a lot of surplus of T4s, how to get these characters. All right, MILF. Let's start with the best one, MILF. I think you're gonna need to do all the T4s. So a lot of times with these legendary characters, especially using them in arena, that you're gonna use all the time in arena, I put all the T4s, so I would put all of these on her. All right, next, Agatha. I did all of these, again, because she's an arena character. She's a character that I'm using in arena. I would say every day, but now that we have the streak, I'm missing some arena battles, and still my rank is holding where I wanted to. So she is helping us hold our arena rank on defense. And I've done all of these, but if you are star for T4, I think you could skip her special and maybe her basic here for the T4s. All right, so there's some good stuff that she does there, but yeah, if you need to skip it, you can skip her basic and her special. Moving on, Doctor Strange, Heartless. All right, you can skip the basic. I did all of them because an arena character, but you could definitely skip the basic. You may want to skip the ult as well, but the special I think you need to do, and the passive obviously you need to do. Next character is Wong. Now Wong has a lot of good ones. His basic is very good, his passive is very good, his ultimate is very good. If you wanted to skip one, you can skip his special, but you're getting more damage on the bonus attacks and ignoring defense up. The big thing there is ignoring the defense up. So you may not use this too much in battle. He's got some long cooldowns, so you may want to skip the special as well on Wong, but he's got a really good basic, mainly because of his assist and counter attack chance. And then last but not least is Scarlet Witch. You could skip the ult. I think the special is the best one, the best of the bunch, but if you don't want to do that, you could do just the special. All right, let's move on from Darkhold and clear this off and move into Dark Hunters and talk about some of the T4s for that team as well. All right, Ghost Rider, the big bad Ghost Rider. I think his special and his ultimate, his special and his passive are the two best ones. The passive probably the best one out of his entire kit. If you need to skip something, you don't have a lot of T4s, you can skip the ultimate for Ghost Rider. That one I would say is optional. Moving on to Elsa Bloodstone, I've done all of them but the special, and if you're star for T4s, I think all of them on Elsa Bloodstone are optional. Now, you're gonna need to use a lot of T4s for Dr. Voodoo because I actually like all of his T4s right there. I don't think it's anything skippable for Dr. Voodoo, especially for you guys if you're going to use these guys on arena offense or in war offense, and for the Pestilence Scourge whenever is it Pestilence? The Morgan Le Fay Scourge, whenever she comes around again, that is that you're gonna want a lot of these T4s. And then Morbius, you're gonna use a lot for Morbius as well. So if you're looking for him for Scourge or a war offense, I think you need all of these T4s, and there's not a lot skippable, unfortunately, on Dr. Voodoo and Morbius. All right, next question. Let's keep moving on. Valley, I'm currently 12.6 million TCP. Over the past few months, I've brought all the Young Avengers, Wakanda's, Darkhold, Dark Hunters, A-Force from level 1. I'm sitting on 6,600 purple T3 ability mats. I'm completely out now. Just hoping they pump the brakes on character releases because they are a business at the end of the day, and this bottleneck is an ever-growing list. Yeah, so those T3s, my goodness. If you've been playing this game for a while, you were in Ultimates raids for a long time, have a big surplus of this, but if you started a little later when Ultimates wasn't a thing, your alliance may have moved on to Doom a lot sooner, and those T3s, they start to run out after a while, so hopefully they realize this, they put some of those T3s back into the Doom raids to give everybody a surplus, but that is a strange bottleneck that longer time players don't have at all, and newer players, they have a lot. I think this bottleneck really depends on when you started. All right, hey Valley, what do you think is the single lowest attack in the game? I imagine it involves Cloak and Dagger attacking assist and a group of Elsa Bloodstones with all the counterattacks killing Adam Warlock, then the counterattacks and the enemy misses, which triggered Elsa to attack again. Can you think of anything longer? That is pretty long. Those Elsas, I know Elsa's when she's on my when she's on defense, when I'm using my web warrior, she takes a lot of extra attacks and just makes the thing go so slow. Cloak and Dagger, I don't know why that assist animation takes so long, but yeah, I don't really pay attention to a lot of them. A lot of times I'm playing on the third speed and have all the animations off. So yeah, this one sounds like very long. I know Elsa's, my goodness, they take a long time if you dodge. Yeah. That sounds probably like the longest there, brother. All right, we got some long questions here, my friend. Hey, Valley, I'm really enjoying the content. Two-part questions. Sorry. All right. We're gonna try to get through this without making any mistakes while I'm reading. I'm wondering, what is your philosophy on stopping points for characters as we build up teams? With the new meta being, how many teams do you own? How can a returning player manage resources and still stay relevant? I do not have a ton of ability mats because I have a strong start left and the game recently got backed. I tried to level up my tunes to 25 first, then do all the T1, then level 50 or 45 to 50 to max out the abilities, then 65 to purple abilities. I'm up in the air with gear tiers as well. I do usually gear tier 4, level 25, and then tier 8 to level 55. But the moment I pass this mark, I'm all over the place. At what point do you apply the brakes on a tune? So I've been playing for a little longer than you. I have a higher starting ending point, like a character that is important. Level 70 is a good breakpoint because that's to let you get all the T4s in them. Another good breakpoint is level 75 because that lets you get that lets you put some blue ISO 8 in them. So I'd say 75 for most important characters, but if you don't need them that high just because of where you are in the game, you could pump the brakes on them sooner. Clear the content that you want. Get the team to clear the content that you want. Prioritize what game modes are important to you. And for me, I've said this many times before, it goes arena, then raids, then war. Crucible, not really yet. They're not really an important team because while it is a fun game mode and I do enjoy that game mode, the rewards for losing and winning are not that difficult. So I'm more focused on full clearing my opponents, and yeah, I've full cleared all of them except this last Crucible, the most recent Crucible battle. There was one that I missed. I missed one of the attacks with Dormammu because the charge, all the cooldowns and stuff were all screwed up. But focus on those characters. At what point do you probably the brakes on tune? I keep hearing level 70, gear 12, but that's a ton of catalysts I do not want to waste. So yeah, hopefully the purple gear does not become a thing for you and you can stop at level 70 because that'll allow you to get the T4s. Stopping at tier 12 is also a good one because you're not using any of that valuable orange catalyst that you don't want or that you need for so many characters. So stopping at level 12, tier 12 on your gear is a decent place. But if you're really starved for that purple gear, you might want to really choose which teams you want to build up because they're expensive and there's a lot of characters that are really being released very in a short span of time in 2022. Right, well, increasing their higher levels. All right, now part 2. All right, here we go, part 2. So that's my recommendations: level 70 gear 12 or level 75. And if you're gonna put orange gear on them, bring them all the way up to 15. Don't stop at 13 if you can. All right, using energy wisely. I have Doom 1 through 1-9, 1 through 1-9, 3 stars building up Wakanda, and up for 2-1 to 2-3 since they got a rework. So I've adopted a plan. Good. A plan is good. Plan is very good. So I've adopted a plan to farm character and catalyst nodes only to keep up my T2 ability to mass plus the increased gold. I feel I should be getting through the stage of hoarding. All right, where's the question? Is this correct way to play the game? There's no real correct or wrong way to play the game. The best thing to do is try to have fun, but as far as efficiency, yeah, what I do as a farming basis, I farm my character shards and then I start to farm gear. Try to farm the catalyst last because I think there should be a little more prevalent. But I'm farming a lot of the mystic gear, a lot of the bio gear because of the characters that we've had. I seem like I'm always out of that lattice for tier 14, I believe. And yeah, so I'm farming that every day. I'm farming the Shoggoth eye chores and a few other things. Then I focus on the health catalyst. I seem to be always out on those. So that's what I'm doing. Get enough T3 ability mass. My lines still does Ultimus 7 raid. My concern is I feel like the gear mats are going to run out if not specific farming nodes. Yeah, you will, because there's not enough resources in the orange gear categories to get everything that you need. So hopefully that helps, brother. It was a long question, and I hope I answered it correctly, brother, or I answered it in a way that wasn't too rambly and you could understand it. All right. Hey, Valley, in last week's video, you're sitting on 115 T3 ability orbs. I understand that T3s, the T3s in them have no value. However, both left and right pillar have a 10% chance of getting T4s. With the fact that it's a low percent, it would seem that knowing how many you get will help you plan better on T4s upgrades. It's really messed up that Scopely has T4s left behind instead of RNG. Give us an orb for them. So T4s aren't really a big concern of mine. I was sitting on those mats. If you look at my Dark Hunters, let's go to Elsa Bloodstone right here. I got a lot of T4s, so T4s is not really a concern of mine. That's why I haven't opened them. If I start to run low on T4s, and when I say low, start to go below 1,000, I might open those. But yeah, T4s haven't really been a concern for me for a while. There's just, after you upgrade a certain amount of characters to their base level, you're going to use it on new characters, and after that it's just kind of luxury picks, and I'm kind of at that place right now. If you're not at that place yet, I would recommend opening these T3 orbs, though, for the ability mats. All right. Hey, Valley, 2 questions this time for your Monday mailbag. They're getting a little long. My goodness, we're getting some long questions here. What do you think? The legendary section for DD5s. I'm super close to Cosmic. I'm pretty close to getting Baby Dorm. Should I wait and bring Rogue into DD5? I'm short on Ballistic Weave, so I don't know when I'll be able to get these. Depends on how nice the supplies and teal orbs are. My thinking is the team right now: Omega Red, Invisible Woman, Morgan Le Fay, Phoenix, and Rogue. If you could, instead of Phoenix, if you could do Jubilee, then Rogue, that would probably be the ideal lineup. Invisible Woman, just realized that she'll be great in Dark Dimension 5, but you're probably not going to use her anytime after that unless that team gets a rework. So Omega Red is done. I can get her Phoenix and Invisible Woman right now. And Phoenix actually was a good character in DD5. She helped me a lot. But really, who's carrying me through? It is Morgan Le Fay and Omega Red. So those are the winners right there. If you want to go and do Rogue, she'll help you a little bit. She has some long cooldowns, but she'll help. You could wait, or you could go in right now. I don't know if Dormammu is a character that you have to go in right now. We don't have a date for Rogue on the Scourge event, so there's a couple different conflicting theories there. So have Omega Red done. Kagura Phoenix right now for Famine Scourge. Try to beef up my young Avengers. Like you said. All right, I think that's the question. I think I answered it already. Trying to skim through this here. My only issue is I know how essential Morgan could be to the DD5 run, but due to Eternals, I'm pretty fresh out of Mystic Gear. Should I stick with my team and thoughts? Now, if you want to do someone before just to get you Dormammu, and then go back and do Morgan Le Fay, you can do that as well. I think she is the best character in the game right now. So if you have her built up, save your Mystic Gear. Hopefully get some good RNG on those Cosmic Crucible rewards, and you could really get all the stuff you want. But yeah, Morgan Le Fay is the best character in the game. I would probably go with Jubilee over Phoenix just because of the value outside of Dark Dimension. But yeah, a lot of the Dark Dimension recommendations aren't cookie cutter for everybody. It's going to be based on the gear you have, some of the characters you have built up. But waiting is fine, not waiting is fine, but Morgan Le Fay is the best character in the game. I would gear her up as soon as possible, whether that be before or after your Dark Dimension run. Make sure you gear her up. Get her up to that gear 16. I know Doom 6 Red Star just came out, so I'm a long way off of getting Morgan Le Fay to 5 Red Stars, like 30 out of 200 stars. Well, Oh, you're not buying those scammy Pestilence orbs. I was just gonna mention those scummy Pestilence orbs. My bet is that the Pestilence rerun is still a long ways off, so I went ahead and bought Doom 6 Red Star. Oh man. For the tech section in Doom 2.2, it's a bad time, and I was almost at 5,000 Dark Promo credits, so I know you need Doom 6 more than, so I thought I need his 6 more than Morgan Le Fay. Do you think I made the right choice for buying Doom 6 Red instead of Morgan's? I think Morgan Le Fay is the best character in the game. Doom is very, very good. Doom is probably in the top 5 right now as far as usage, versatility, and just being a strong character, at least for me. So I would go Morgan first, then Doom, but if you're not using Morgan a lot, you're not really, it doesn't seem like you're bringing her to Dark Dimension 5. I guess that's fine. That's not the worst thing. I probably would have done more stars on Morgan before I did the stars on Doom, but you know, if it's helping you in tech right now, it's not necessarily wrong. There's just, in the long term, there might be more efficient ways to use your Dark Promo credits. All right, hey Valley. When are we gonna get the Cajun orb back in the store? We're gonna get it back in the store when Scopely wants to sell it to us, and if they're gonna make money. That's what it's all about, guys. When there's more money to be made, we'll see that orb back. If there's no money to be made, we're not gonna see that orb ever again. Hey Valley, I asked a question last week. By the way, I love your content. You make my day better. Thank you, brother. I'm glad I helped to make your day better. When do you think MILF will return as and is she worth all around what difficulty I need to have the 48 shards out of 100 to unlock her? When will she return? I'm thinking sometime, maybe after the war. Maybe after the war Scourge event, we'll get her. I think she'll definitely be back before we get the Apocalypse. And if you don't want to wait, you want to spend an insane amount of money, you could buy her orbs every day and just unlock her right there, and then buy Dark Promotion credits, put the stars on her, and you'll have everything that the whales have as well, but you'll end up being a whale yourself. As far as what difficulty to unlock her, that's hard to say because we've seen the first time rewards for that Morgan Le Fay Scourge event. I don't know what they're gonna do with those rewards when they come back. We had some bonus shards. I'm not sure if those are gonna be there. And it's hard to say because it's based on a leaderboard, so it's not just your score that you have to do and then put in a time. You also have to, you know, take into account how much others are pushing. And if there's a lot of people pushing, that could put you down in the leaderboards because it was based on a leaderboard event. So hard to say on the second question, but the first question, yeah, she's definitely worth it. Hey Valley, a few videos ago, I posted my message for support about my patch. 2 to 6 days of unclaimed rewards missing. I waited 3 days, no response from the previous person. I was talking that gave up, ignored me 30 days. Now I'm talking to the second person and asking if I accidentally claimed all, and I let them know I've never claimed all. I had to provide screenshots. I did, but to my questions. Do they know what rewards are claimed or not? I assume they will. I'm assuming. And I've written this in with this assumption in many of my support claims. I'm saying things like, hey, you guys can see what I opened. You guys can see what was added to my inventory on this date. You should check to see that I did not get anything. That's kind of how I'm phrasing my questions. I don't know if they actually can or not, but when I'm phrasing my questions to support, I'm just saying, hey, this is you guys can tell what has happened, and that's what's gotten me the rewards in the past. Obviously, I've gotten some bad customer service responses that did nothing, but sometimes I'm just really persistent. I'm like, hey, that's not right. This is not what I claimed. Literally makes no sense to me how they could easily go into an individual's account and see, oh wait, they didn't claim the rewards. Oh, they're claiming a day before the patch goes live and care that we will act like we're sorry it's cheap. All right, so I'm not sure. The long and short of this longer question is I'm not sure. I just assume they can. And that's what I write my message in. I hope customer service helps you out. I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about it, there's a few zeros and ones added to your account. How much is that really gonna cost them to do that? Not a lot. And it could make you happy, and happy players, I think, spend money. So them being stingy with these rewards and not just taking your word for it, or you know, maybe they can look at this stuff. I think that's a detriment to them as well. Hey Valley, how much do you think the underwhelming performance and lack of hype about the Unlimited X-Men team is tied to the delay in Crucible being released? If they're released earlier, they could have been roughly in line with the power creep at that time. Yes, I just think they're a little disappointing though. When you release a legendary character, a legendary Scourge character, tie that entire team to that game mode, they should be the most dominant team in that game mode, but they're not. They're good, but they can't beat every single combination out there. The Dormammu is still a problem, and some other teams that feature Dormammu is still a problem. So I think they should be better. It can be tied to Cosmic Crucible, but that still wouldn't. They still wouldn't be the best team in the game, even without that. Remember, Dormammu was there before the Eternals. I did before, not the Eternals, the Unlimited X-Men. So they should be better. They should be better, even if they were released earlier with a power creep. I don't know if the power creep has been so much in the last 2 patches though to make their excuse for sucking logical in my head. I don't know. Hulk fist bump to you, brother. Oh, Hulk fist bump back, my brother. I know Scopely is trying to sneak out of their agreement to make characters farmable. They've been announcing farmable characters on the Friday blog post, but that has come to an end. Can we keep them accountable, please? Yes, we can. I do want to say I think they've done a pretty good job, at least this past month. Maybe not in January, February, March, April, May, but I think in June they did a pretty good job. We got 3 characters. We got Silver Surfer, Shang-Chi, and Magic. They committed to 2. They've been giving us 1 for months, and sometimes they've given us 0, but they've given us 3 this month, and they said that there's a few more coming. Eternals, both of them, T'Challa, Ghost Spider, Spider-Punk should be farmable within the next few weeks and months. They didn't announce Shang-Chi, they didn't announce Silver Surfer, so there could be other characters added to that. But I think at least in June, they've done a pretty good job with that. We'll see what happens in July, though. I don't know what to expect. This is Scopely after all. All right, let's move on, though. But yeah, they hopefully they continue with this trend and not just reduce the amount of farmable characters that we have. What is up, Valley from Las Vegas? What is up from the GFW area, my brother? Wanted to throw out a suggestion to make a claim all button in inbox as optional. There have been countless times my hoarded my items was accidentally redeemed because of the lame button. Keep up the great work. I would like that suggestion. I think I've hit it once accidentally. I think I did it on stream. We ended up using all the energy and everything, but yeah, I know there's a lot of people that accidentally hit that stuff. So here's what I would do in the meantime until they give us that option. Kind of like those rewards. Wait before you click on stuff because something could pop up, the screen could shift, you could click on the wrong button. So very, very annoying. If we go, and if you guys probably know what we're talking about, but if we go into the game here and look at these rewards, there's a claim all button right here. Below that is your daily rewards to check them out. When I was checking out the daily rewards, I think I accidentally hit the claim all button. So I'm waiting, making sure there's nothing crazy that's gonna load. Then we hit all this. So this is some interesting stuff. I'm not sure what this is for, by the way. I'll sidetrack. I know there's been some erroneous calendars that featured gold promo credits, some T4s. Still not sure where the Gambit shards are, so I'm not sure if this is the direct compensation, but be careful. This is a very dangerous button right here, guys. Don't hit that accidentally. I know I have, and I know a lot of you have as well. Hi from France. Hi from the US. What is up, my brother? Wanted to know, according to you, what is the best pass currently? Strike Pass or Arena? Oh my goodness, they're both trash. I think there's better rewards in the Battle Pass that's tied to Real-Time Arena and Blitz, but to get that, you're gonna have to not just buy the Strike Pass, you're actually gonna have to battle a lot in Blitz or battle in Real-Time Arena. So I don't know if that is worth it at all, unless that's a game mode that you enjoy and you're gonna do that anyway, and maybe you're grinding for these Blitzes anyway. The rewards in that, in my opinion, are a lot better. The Strike Pass, that is the one that's associated with daily logins. Now, you're getting 1,000 cores instead of 500. So, in my mind, the 20 bucks, you gotta reduce those cores. My valuation for these cores is $1 for 100 cores. So that 500 cores that you get from the Battle Pass, that's worth $5. That brings that total cost to $15 for all of those good rewards, but you also have to play those scummy, trashy game modes. And then with the Strike Pass, the one tied to your daily logins, you're getting 1,000 cores of that. So instead of spending 20 bucks, in my mind, you're spending 10 bucks on the power cores and then 10 bucks for everything else in the pass. So I think based on that, and now that we don't have the blitz anymore, I think that the strike pass is going to be a little better value. There's not as much good stuff in there, but you know, $10 for some decent things instead of $15 for some little better stuff. So both of them I think are trash, but if you really want to spend one, I think the strike pass is the way to go, just because you don't have to blitz, you don't have to do real-time radar. And finally, the new phase-related daily connection series can't be finished without paying 100 cores, or am I mistaken? Thank you for your honesty. So I think that final question is related to these new milestones that we got. We talked about them in the beginning of the video, and that's these. And yeah, so I don't think it's meant to be finished every day. To do that, you would need to spend 1,200 energy every single day. And unless you're doing that anyway, probably wouldn't be pushing for these. What I would recommend doing though is spending your normal stuff on one day and then pushing for the next day. So when the daily reset goes, that's when you do all your 50 core refreshes, server reset happens, and you spend your other 50 core refreshes before this. So every other day I would be pushing for this. I think that's the beneficial way, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna spend my normal energy one day after server reset while the new one goes live, the new milestone goes live. I'm gonna use my 50 core refreshes, maybe hundreds if I'm already doing that, but not specifically for this milestone. Then when the login reset happens at 1 o'clock my time, whatever it is on your time, we got 50 more refreshes, and do that before the server reset. So, you know, claiming these every other day, these promo credits, these silver promo credits, these T4s, these Armory 16 orbs. So that's what I would do. But yeah, I don't think it's meant to be claimed every single day, unless you're a whale spending a lot of cores every day at ValleyFlyin. I was wondering, why does it look like Dazzler has a sausage in her pants? What? All right, let's go look at Dazzler. What is going on here with Dazzler? Let's go back into the game here, and let's scroll down all the way to the bottom, because I have not put anything into Dazzler, and oh my goodness. I'm not gonna unsee that now, guys. All right, that is it. That is it for the mailbag video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully your questions got answered. Hopefully you were entertained during this thing, and if you did enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends, share this with your alliance mates, share this with everyone you know, and let's build this channel. Hit that subscribe button for more ValleyFlyin content. I will be back next time. We're gonna be back tomorrow. We finished Dark Dimension 5 for the second time with a real Dormammu, and I think tomorrow's video I'm going to be talking about some of the lessons learned from my second run of Dark Dimension 5. So hopefully everybody that has not entered there, planning things out. I'll talk about some of the good things that I liked and some of the mistakes that I made, and hopefully to help you guys as well. That is it though. That's all we got for today. Thank you everybody that left a question, even those long ones, guys. So if you are a member of Discord, leave your question if you want to get it featured next time. If not, make sure you join the Discord, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Check me out on Twitter and give me that Hulk fist from ValleyFlyin out. Have a great rest of your day, guys.